I'll show you some of the issues. So there's emergency repairs, which is part of the violation, that need to be addressed. And now let's talk about the rest of it. Fire escape, all the fire escapes have been 100% painted. So a paint job is not an issue right now, but original hardware, I'm looking for evidence, but every corner has rust buildup. So remove all the rust. These flats, these grates, there's a bolt there and a bolt right there. Those all must be swapped out during a certification process. All of these needs to be bolted out. The bars, you don't have to worry about these bars. You do a stress test on these bars, and if the bars are good, they stay. You don't need to reinforce riveted bars, but you do need to reinforce these corners. These corners got to get new bolts in here because that's a structural corner. So all major structural gets rebolted. All minor structural just gets verified through stress testing and verification process. We've got an issue right here on this ladder. We need to put a chain on here. Put a little chain, loop the chain around here, and it loops back to a hook. That way, in case somebody wants to pull the ladder down, they can't from down below. But at the same time, when you release the chain, this thing drops 2 to 3 feet per second. It's now, these are not working properly. You have to sort of force this ladder down. It doesn't move slowly. This cable, you have to verify this cable in one of two ways. Depending on the age of the cable, you can replace the cable, and the weight box, as you can see, it's rotted out at the bottom. So this weight box and what it smashes into, it's full of rust. So all that needs to be cleaned. The bolt is missing on the back. So a lot of this is original hardware. A lot of the pinwheels. That pinwheel up there is exactly the problem with that pinwheel. These are 50, 75, or 75 to 100-year-old pinwheels. This is a very common thing. They smash because they're made of cast iron. So all the pinwheels, in order for them to be guaranteed, they have to be replaced. So they don't make these anymore, so the cable has to go through a new pulley system, and these pinwheels must be replaced because they could shatter at any time due to the weight. So those pinwheels are non-structural, so the only way to guarantee them. See all the rust on this cable coming down? That's a very rusty cable. So this cable needs to be swapped out because you've got rust that's gone into the cable. And a lot of times if you can get a cable that has plastic outer lining, it's better for the age. Okay? This ladder must drop 2 to 3 feet per second when dropped. Again, part of the certification process, not part of the emergency repair, just to make it functional. The functional is dealing with these treads, find out which treads are loose, pop them back in. Which treads are about to pop, like for example this one. If you hammer test this one's going to pop. So we need to put in a temporary bolt in the middle, or we need to switch out every one of these rivets on the tread, at least the front bolt. But a hammer test will identify which ones need immediate assistance. So as you can see, we already have a big gaping hole here. And as I start walking up, look at this. See how much rust that is? That rust is what's causing all these treads. And that's almost ½ an inch of rust right now. My pinky finger, look how thick that is, okay? So all that rust is what finally popped all these treads. And if you look up, every single one of these treads on both sides has some evidence of growth, and that's popped it away from the rivet. You know, look at ½ inch of growth. So it's only that rivet down below. If I was to hammer test this particular tread, and like this one or that one across the way, a lot of them are going to go. So the emergency repair is going to minimally require that all the treads be rebolted. You don't necessarily have to remove all the rust now during the emergency, but you do have to do the right job here. Okay, let's take a look at some additional stuff. Be careful on the way up, Manny. Cement photographs right in there. See, rusty tears. So some of these, this is a perfect example. Water's been getting in there all this time. So this just repeats itself all the way up, repeats itself on that one. Any questions? Fire escape engineers. Inspector Maness is here with Inspector Cunha. 800-649-3333.